I drew from the time I was really little. I think I drew from before I could write when I was like 2 or 3. I think some of this was my parents were a lot older when they had me, and I was an only child, and they used paper and pencil as a way to kind of keep me occupied. And we would go out to dinner or whatever, and then they'd hand me the paper and pencil and it kept me busy, and I just never stopped. I've just always wanted to draw and write. I think one of the things for me is that it has to do with the passage of time. And I get very anxious when I think about how, when time passes, you forget so much. You forget the trivial, you forget the medium, you forget the important. It's just everything starts to blur. For me, drawing and writing is a way of holding on to things. It's holding on to maybe the way somebody spoke or a remark, or with the cartoons I do for the New Yorker, it's a way of remembering a funny thing that occurred to me. With the memoir with my parents, it was remembering not only that, but remembering them, remembering how they sounded, the kinds of things they used to say, what they looked like, how they stood, what they ate, everything. I think it's a way of remembering, a way of trying to hold on to things before everything just gets lost in that big soup of the past. I think cartoons will always be important and always have a place. I think because the form itself is so fantastic, it can incorporate so many different types of voices. You know, there's graphic novels, there's political cartoons, there's gag line cartoons, there's newspaper cartoons. I think that this is such a plastic form, and for people who like to make jokes and like to make people laugh, that's always been part of, the human culture. We like to laugh, we like to make jokes. It's a way of dealing with the sort of unbearability of life. I mean, from the time you're 4 or 5 years old, you sort of know what the story is. And it's an unbearable situation. It's a black joke in itself. The need to laugh is always the need to laugh at things that are unbearable will always be with us.